watching a different show. It's Donkey. You ain't a captain of nothing but a sinking ship. Don't do this to me, Harry. The Ohio State. It's Ohio State. What do you mean, see? 312-988-15.
Hello?
You tell Johnny all you've heard and seen. Sometimes it's good to just yell about football. Yeah, that's right. Welcome in. Welcome back, folks. Everything feels weird. Everything feels weird. And when I say everything, I mean everything. In life, in football, there's a lot going on in this whole beginning of this year. Just all of it, it all just feels very weird. And I don't know what to make of it. I don't know how much of it is the real world stuff going on in society bleeding into my overall anxiety with everything. I don't know. I don't know exactly what to make of it, but everything feels weird. It's just been a weird beginning to the year. And with Notre Dame's schedule and the way it started, and you had this huge buildup to kind of crash out. Then you had the weird week off that you usually don't have, and everybody needed the break. Now you're going back into this, and you had 9/11, and you have all the other stuff with multiple incidents all over. It's just been a lot, and it all just feels weird, and I don't know what to make of it. But as far as the football, man, everybody's just on the edge of their seat being like, are you going to save the season or what? Are you going to save this season or what? And it's like, everything just feels off. It just feels weird. And I don't know what to make of it. Dr. John, golf in 30, need to supplement my Social Security income. There you go, man. Sandbag it, baby. Drain them putts. So I'm just, I've been in a weird spot. It's just, there's a lot going on, and you have the football stuff. You have the societal stuff. You have all of this. You have all of it all at the same time. And I admit I am a little off, like where my mind is, I'm a little off. And I admit that. And I don't, and some of it's football, some of it's the other stuff that is just upsetting to see and hear, and where we're all at in society and all this stuff. And it's all blending together. And I think, man, this sucks to say. This really hurts to say. I want to say, weeks like this, you could use football to like everybody come together and like have a healthy outlet from everything else going on that's dominating the news and everything. Like I would like in the 9/11 thing, it's just mixed into this week. It's just, I don't like the feel of any of it, man. I don't like the feel of football. I don't like where society's at. I don't like thinking about 9/11. It's all here. It's just all right in front of you. I don't like it. I don't like it. And I would like to say football could be the thing that kind of brings us together in a healthy way to be able to focus on the football, something we all enjoy, and like get your mind off all the other stuff for a little bit. I think that would be healthy. The problem is, I don't know that I could trust that it's going to be a healthy escape, a good escape. And that's got me in a weird place too, because we're entering the second game and I have no idea what we're going to get. No idea how good the team is. No idea if I could trust them to show up and do what you need to do to win this football game. I'm not comfortable with where anything is at. This stupid society and this stupid football. I don't like where any of it's at. So I want, yeah, absolutely a lack of trust. I don't understand how anybody could. How can I trust that you're going to come in here and put together what you need when I saw what I saw? You had all summer to put together a plan, and that's what you came up with against A&M. The plan was bad, and the execution of it was worse. I go, yeah, I don't trust it. You got to prove it. Last year was last year, man. You got to prove it. You got to prove it, and you got to groove it. So I admit I am in a weird place processing all of it. The societal stuff, the football stuff, it all kind of makes you sick. And I sincerely hope Notre Dame puts it all together here. I really do. I hope Notre Dame puts it all together here. And the best case scenario is they come out and they just look very, very different. A different energy level, a different intensity level. It is unrealistic to expect Notre Dame to just throw out all of their basic plans and totally flip the starting lineup to everybody. It's unrealistic to expect that heading into this game. But I think if they come out pissed off and more fired up in front of the home crowd, that will help. Then a couple little tweaks offensively and defensively, I think, is all it will take to put this in give it a better chance to start. Okay. And I think, I don't think that's too much to ask. People that are like, you need to switch out half the starters and aren't good enough and move all the O-line around and redo the defensive, you're not going to get a total flip, but I don't think it takes that. I don't think it takes that. Just a little more, some minor tweaks, I think, are enough to put this in a much better spot on offense and defense. And then here's the thing. If you want some positivity, here's something. I have a hard time thinking all the Notre Dame's good players and captains that we've come to know are going to no-show for 2 games in a row. Like, that's really hard for me to believe. So I would like to think that you're going to get a more representative performance that we're more used to seeing from some of those guys that are named captains. I find it impossible to believe that they're not going to show up and play better. I really do. I find that hard to believe. But at the same time, you kind of got to see it to believe it, man. That week 1 thing just didn't leave people with a lot of confidence. And man, the crash was real. The crash was real. I see some callers, 312-988-15, dial it up. The crash was real, and it's having effects, man. You build up all summer, then in camp, you're ramping up. You're all excited for the first game. The air goes out of the balloon. Then you have the week off, and people kind of left the Notre Dame media thing and went and did their life. Good for you. And now we're back. It all just feels so strange. Just the most bizarre start to a season. And here you are. You feel like game 2 is a must-win to save this season. And I need these guys to play like that and play pissed off and play mad and play with the fire that they eventually got against Miami, but it was like too late. You don't have that luxury to be asleep for the first half against Miami on the road and think you're going to win. You don't have that luxury. And that's kind of what happened. They turned up the intensity later when they made their comeback. It was too late. You put yourself behind the 8 ball. You just can't. You can't do that on the road against a talented top 10 team and be arrogant enough to think you're going to win. You don't deserve to win, and you didn't. The team that came more ready to play and made big plays won the game. That's how it goes. That's how – show us the game. We want to see the game. Everybody's on hold. The tailgate thing's gonna be fun. It should be warm weather, whatever, and everybody's gonna be ready to go, whatever. You know what? There's going to be an undercurrent of apprehension and anxiety that will be felt. I think it's really, really important. Something good happens for Notre Dame early in this game. I really do, because I'm telling you, everyone in this fan base knows you can't go 0-2. They're excited to come to the game, but like anxious at the same time because you don't know what you're going to get. I think it'd go a long way for Notre Dame to do something good. Get ahead in this game early. Do something to engage that home crowd other than them drinking their $22 beers or whatever, or their little wine flute. Woo, their wine flute, whatever they're doing, right? Do something early to engage that crowd and give them a reason to believe and a reason to be like, okay, this is different this week. Like, I think I'm predicting this right now. If Notre Dame does something early good, that place is going to get loud and stay loud. The skin flute, that's something different you play, Mikey. That's your favorite instrument in school. Model says ND beats A&M. Oh, who? Sydney Sweeney and her good genes? What model? Who are we talking about? What model? Oh, man. It's just so funny. It's like such and such model said this. What model? I don't know. Some computer-generated AI thing that does its own thing. I don't know. What model? Sydney Sweeney giving predictions or what? John still buzzed off all the reefer the other day. There was, even though it was an older crowd, you don't go to a Doobie Brothers concert and there's no smell of skunk in the air. Let me tell you that. So it was an older crowd on a Wednesday night, but it smelled skunky in there. All right. Outdoor venue. It had plenty of space to evaporate into the skies. Right. So I think if Notre Dame could do something good early, it would go a long way. And I'm telling you, if you're down 10-0 after the first quarter or something, you're going to be able to hear a pin drop in that place. I've been in these environments before at Notre Dame when everybody's on edge and all it takes is a little momentum one way or the other. So I really do think you got to get something going early, man. Make a play. But it is not hyperbole to say it's a must win, man. If you lose this one, perceptually, you're stripping away all your credibility from last year. Practically, oh, John, you could make the playoff at 10-2. If this team starts 0-2, I find it hard to believe they're going to win 10 in a row before you even get to the part where you worry about, is 10-2 good enough? Where would you be in the 12-teamer? Before you even worry about making it at the bottom end of that ranking, if they start 0-2, why would you think they're going to win 10 in a row? Like, that would be very different than like, oopsies, we forgot we had to show up against Northern Illinois. But like, you already know you could play good big boy football because you proved it against A&M the week before. This would be very different. There is none of that proof. So I don't know. How is Denbrock not getting the eat? Andrew, all right, I'm going to get to the calls. I'll do my intro, the chats, go right to the calls. How was Denbrock not getting the heat? When was the last time he had a good first half against top team? Louisville, I guess Indiana. Yeah, they got to start faster on offense, man. You got to start faster, man. Even if you don't score, you got to flip field position, ease into the game, get a few first downs. Like, I'm not saying you need to be perfect to go right down the field and score a touchdown in 2 minutes. But you got to do something, man, to like just to ease into it and get a couple first downs, eat a little clock. At a minimum, move the field position and be able to ease in and like get going. It can't, Andrew, that's fair. You got to get going earlier. That is totally, totally fair. Commander, How is Marcus not getting heat for allowing the game plans Denbrock comes up with? I guess it all falls on his desk, but I wonder how much of it is he defaults to Denbrock on like what the plan's going to be because he's an offensive guy. I don't know. But some little tweaks offensively and defensively, I think, not even major ones, little ones, puts this team in a better position to be able to perform. And then you got to hope guys make plays, man. Like all the game planning in the world doesn't matter if your guys don't make plays. And Miami made plays all night and you did not. Miami made plays all night and you didn't make enough. Carr made some, but like overall, you didn't do enough. How about this, you guys? This is going to blow your mind. What about the idea of Notre Dame's defense causing a turnover? Ooh, juicy. I got to tell you, it felt like against Miami, the way we were playing defense, that a turnover wasn't even on the menu. Like, it wasn't even in my mind. We were playing so passive, so timidly, so weakly. It didn't even feel like a turnover was possible because usually those come when you're playing aggressive physical defense. That's not what we got. It felt like you were just back on your heels and everything. It didn't even feel like causing a turnover was on the menu. And that is just not the Notre Dame defense. It's just not the Notre Dame defense we've come to know. So that's where I'm at on this. Very odd week. A lot of weird, sad, frustrating, weird stuff going on in society. You have 9/11. You have Notre Dame. You have no idea what you're going to get. Let's see what happens. But I'm telling you, I'm out of sorts. My mind is like racing all over. I am not in my normal zone overall and with the football. So this is all weird, and we're just going to cross our fingers and hope the boys show up. So as always, thanks for being here. You can find the program on YouTube. Do it. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Appreciate it very much. Give the video a thumbs up. That helps Yanni out as well. Notifications on that way you don't miss nothing. Twitter, search bar, Always Irish, Always Irish Inc. Emails, alwaysirishnd@gmail.com. Audio only, anywhere you want it. You can get it. If you do, nobody blames you for that. Call-in lines, you know what they are. You're filling them up. 312-900-8815. Dialed up. Tell Uncle Yanni all you've heard and seen. Notre Dame on SI. Read all about it. Patreon.com/Always Irish. Man, we got a lot going on. Also, let you guys know, on this YouTube channel, Sunday, 6 p.m. Central, the Mike Goolsby Show is returning. Mike Goolsby, Tim Hyde, breaking down Notre Dame A&M. Not on Patreon, on YouTube, live stream, 6 o'clock. I am not even going to be on the show. I need a break, and everyone needs a break from me being on a Friday show. I have Patreon stuff. I'm going until midnight on Saturday after the game. I have Monday Night Raw and a Monday morning show. Everybody needs a break from me, and I need a little break myself. I'm going to be off camera producing the show, and it is going to be Goolsby and Hyde, 6 o'clock here on YouTube. So mark that down. Those guys are going to react, good or bad, or whatever we're going to get. We're going to see. We're going to see. Good to see Always Irish Senior here. He was rocking down the highway at the Doobie Brothers show. We had a good time. It is Dad, look at this one. I know my dad's watching. I'm going to show you this specific one. Callers, I'm going to get right to you. Dad, look at this. Always Irish Senior. Rumor has it, John was seen running to the parking lot as the Doobie Brothers began their encore. Jay Carr, that's exactly what happened. It is exactly what happened. The second that encore started, I mean, I've heard Blackwater live 100 times in my life and listened to the music 100 times in my life live. On a Wednesday night, this one, they pull that fiddle out. Me and my dad are like, time to go. We'll listen to it on the walk out. We were the first ones out of there on the highway, baby. I just can't. We can't do traffic. I don't have the patience. I refuse. I absolutely refuse to be in a parking lot for 2 hours after a concert with every drunk moron trying to drive home. No. So the second they hit that, he pulled the fiddle out. I said, it's Blackwater time. Time to go. 2 songs left. Let's hit the road. We were getting to the car. I was singing the song. I could hear it from the parking lot. So that's what we did. Oh, man. And so, yeah, no sea walking at the Doobies. They would think I just had a seizure like an old person at the event. You kidding me? Michael McDonald was there, man, and he had the full thing going, the whole thing, the keyboards, and I keep forgetting you gotta score some points. Anyway, so a little too much Michael McDonald for my taste. I like the original Doobie Brothers lineup, the hard rockin' Tommy Johnston one. That's my preference. You got a heavy dose of keyboards and Mike McDonald, and I wasn't here for that. They did not need walkers to get on the stage, but they are getting old. But yeah, a little too much Michael McDonald. I like the younger version of the Doobies with the more energy, the rocked up version from the mid 70s. That's what I wanted, but they're getting old. They're doing the best they can. All right, couple chats. We'll go to the calls. So I just wanted to level with you guys. I always try and tell you guys exactly where I'm at. A lot of anxiety. Everything going on is catching up to me, and it all feels weird, and I'm uncomfortable with all of it. Commander, good morning, ND Nation. Bad news for the Irish heading to town tomorrow night, and their names are Owens and Moss. Can ND front stop both dynamic backs? It's doubtful after what we've seen. Added to the list of concerns. ND Stadium needs a home field advantage more than ever, but 20% of the seats will be occupied by A&M fans. What's going on? That didn't happen at Ohio Stadium 2 weeks ago. I don't know. They won the championship before. Maybe that's why. And here's the other thing. Some of this is a compliment because Notre Dame is a destination in the college football world, like the campus. And I'm not being rude to Ohio State or whatever, but like Notre Dame's campus is one of those where a lot of teams only get maybe like one shot to go there. And it's a destination. It's almost a compliment that the opposition's fans want to get to our campus and they're willing to pay a lot to do it or whatever. It's almost a compliment, if that makes sense. And the other thing is here, the other way to look at it is 20% of seats are going to be occupied by what I got enough worries about our actual football team performing before I worry about the crowd split. And whatever amount of A&M fans there are, it's not going to be like Miami. You're going to have the home field advantage. They may be a little loud and annoying, but like overall, you should be in a much more comfortable position, right? But I'm much more worried about how we're going to play than how many of their fans are there. I'm going to tell you that right now. Domer guy. The middle eight is key, especially in big games. And this ties in with the middle eight in big games. Listen. You lost that battle against Miami in a horrible, horrible way. Score before the half, and then it's like, well, don't worry. Notre Dame will make their defensive adjustments and come out tight in the second half. Psych your mind, bro. 7.5-minute drive, let him go right down the field. That's not Notre Dame football. That is you failing. What was the halftime adjustment? To go from being bad to worse? I guess you could count that as an adjustment. Not the kind that I want, but it's an adjustment. You went from being bad to worse. Not a lot of confidence you're getting from me, Ash. Stupid me sitting there going, surely they're going to look at everything that went wrong in the first half and tighten it up when we come out of that. No, you went from bad to worse. So I guess there were halftime adjustments. Pissed me off. $10 holler from Adam. Billy Lucci. Yeah, he's good with A&M media, by the way. And SCU Network claiming A&M will bring as many fans as Georgia. Whatever, man. It's a destination place. I'm much more worried about how we're going to play than how many of their people are. I saw the report. Oh, Midway Airport full of A&M fans. Good for them, dude. Good for them. Whatever. Go to the linebacker. Do whatever you're going to do. I don't care. Oh, man. For some reason, when ND wins toss and defers in big games, it bodes well. For example, when we lost the coin toss in the Natty, I was not excited at all. I think it feels like it's easier to ease into a game on defense for some reason. And everyone likes getting that extra bonus possession out of the half. But it feels like it's just easier to ease into a game defensively for some reason. But it's like, people are always like, I hate it when we get the ball first and lose the deferment or whatever, and we get the ball first. I hate that or whatever. You wouldn't hate it if you got the ball first and went down the field and scored 7 points and you were winning 7-0 right away. Like, I only don't like it because you usually look bad and then punt the ball away and then you lose the possession on the half and you gain nothing out of it because you go 3 and out or something. Or you don't sustain a drive. Like, I wouldn't hate getting the ball first if you went down and scored and put the pressure on A&M right away. Right? Like I don't think anybody would hate it then. You automatically have the leverage then. But only if you do something with the damn ball. Commander, almost caught up with the chats, going right to the calls. If the game plan is balanced and we lose, that's one thing. But if we do the crap plan like last time or in the title game, we've got coaching problems and it starts at I think coaching problems is one thing. You got to start questioning the talent as well. That's another thing. If you get another repeat performer, it's also going to be, coaching, but you're going to question the talent too. Andrew, John Bryce from football. I love John Bryce because he gets his sourcing is in a different strain of sourcing than most of the people in our ecosystem. He's got different lines in the water, and I like that. I've always liked it. He was insinuating something similar. I guess ticket prices plummeted this week, and A&M fans are gobbling them up. I get. Is there that many Notre Dame season ticket holders that saw us lose to Miami and automatically gave up on the year and put their tickets on StubHub? I find that a little bit surprising. Like, is there that big of a percentage of Notre Dame people that have those tickets and they're like, you played bad against Miami, the whole year's garbage, I'm not going to A&M? Like, the one to do that for is the tailgate game I'm going to the next week. You do that for, if you lose this one, then you go the hell with it. I'm done. I'm not going to Purdue. Are you out of your mind? For what? To make the Wheaties Bowl or something? No. But I would be shocked if that many Notre Dame people that had tickets in hand, all it took was losing to Miami by 3, and they're not even giving us a chance. Jeez. And the other thing is most of those people don't need the money either. The people that have the season tickets don't need to flip tickets for money. They're just like, we lost to Miami by 3. The season's over. I'm not even going to go to the first home game and see. That seems extreme. Nikki Dean loves to be heard and seen. I think ND will be back on their game. Run the ball, play good D, 31-17. Ooh. Domer guy. Ticks were upwards of 400, now down to 130. Well, the Purdue tickets were 225 in the top row. So I got a problem with the equation here. Unbelievable what they were charging to see Notre Dame play Purdue. Like, you could say I'm a cheapskate, like I'm an old man not used to the inflated costs of modern society. I don't care. $225 in the upper deck in the top row to watch Purdue? No, thanks. No, thanks. Commander, A&M fans all over South Bend right now, and they've taken over the liquor stores and the bars. Well, good for them. You may as well have some fun when you're in South Bend. What else is there to do? You can drink. That's about it. Philly special. Happy Friday. I'm very nervous about tomorrow. My gut feeling isn't great, to be honest. Totally fair. Totally fair. Nick, come on, Philly. We got this. Are you sure? Based on what? Because you want the team will come out fired up? I'm not sure on either one of these statements, Nick. I'm not telling you not to be positive, but I have concerns about both of it. We got this. I'm not sure of that. They'll come fired up. Well, if you didn't come fired up for Miami, why would I just magically think you'll do it now? It's fair. When you do what we did week 1, all of these questions are fair. They're fair. Angela, anybody going to the game tomorrow? Uncle Rudy will be at the bookstore. Go get a book signing. I could see John getting down to listen to the music. I've done it. We've seen them 100 times live. Like, I can get down with some listening to music. I think, man, Long Train Running might be my favorite, though. That guitar riff is classic. I love that guitar riff. $5 V1 rotate. I feel like we'll see an ND team like we haven't before. But before what? Before ever? Or before this year? Or before what? I feel like we will see an ND team like we haven't before. Like, of what frame of time? Ever? Like, $5 holler. Here's another crazy idea. Give your best player the ball. No. Now you're getting crazy. Settle down here with your crazy game plan to give your best player the ball and make him a part of the offense. Slow your roll, V1 rotate. What do you think this is? Crazy idea. $5 holler. Skeet butt. Beat A&M. That's a very good message. We need dogs to butt the dogs. Everybody knows how I like saying the dogs. You need the dog. You need some dogs out there. Give me some dogs, man. JD Price is the best player. Well, he certainly busted the biggest play up until that point of the Miami game, but then he fumbled on the goal line. You didn't see him again till Love needed a little breather late in the game. I still have mixed feelings on that. He's the only guy that busted loose in the run game or whatever, and then they pulled him. Like, I like the accountability that you can't fumble, but he was the only guy making plays. So, like, what good does it do to prove that, like, moral point that you can't fumble and there's consequences? But then you're only guy making plays. You don't let him play. I don't know, man. It is rough, man. Y'all better win tomorrow. Make the U look good, says the Canes for life. Bro, I don't know what we're going to get. I don't trust anything. I don't trust it. And that has me totally on edge. I don't know. So anyways, here's where I'm at on this. You need to come out more fired up with the energy in front of the home crowd. You need that. And I think you might get that. You got all those recruits there. Huge recruiting weekend. That's the other thing. Perceptually, huge recruiting weekend with a lot of resources being put into that effort. You got to have a good showing there for them. So come out fired up. A couple tweaks, man. That O-line cannot play worse than they played before. Try and run the ball with Price and Love. And I think Denbrock's going to feel less of a need to protect Carr and be so conservative with the passing game to protect him in that Miami environment. I'm expecting him to let Carr whip it a little bit more. But again, the run game I'm talking about and Carr throwing a little bit, it all depends on the O-line getting things done. And any way you want to go with that offense in your mind, it all comes back to the O-line not looking like they're – I mean, the entire internet was mocking our offensive line. We were a running meme. It was so embarrassing. So whatever. And then defensively, here you can't let Reed run with his legs on you. You got to stop the run up front, which I have questions if we could do. Here's the other thing. You got guys like Craver, Concepcion, and Terry Bussey that are fast. You cannot be giving those 8-yard cushions for wide open passes to those guys that are so shifty, they're going to take off on you and get yards after the catch. You can't give up the easy yards and then have those guys juking all over. So you got to, Wagner invented a new way to block. Yeah, for sure. It was like a mime or whatever doing this. So you gotta tighten up that stupid, all of that space there was to throw in the middle of the field against Miami, wide open, uncontested, needs to be gone. So you could put pressure on the kid. You got to play tighter coverage in the intermediate. And then you got on the back end that you got to pressure this kid and make him throw the ball to you. Pressure this kid, make him throw the ball to you. And after what we saw with the Notre Dame defense in game 1, I'm going to lose my mind if they let this quarterback run around on him. I'm just not here for it. You played so bad, vanilla, bad defense week 1. I'm not here to get clowned by that kid running around and you don't maintain gap integrity like an old ex-girlfriend. There's no gap integrity. And you're giving up all this yardage and you're not getting pressure and the kid's running around. I'm not here for it. I have zero patience for you not to play fundamentally sound defense. Zero. Sly, I'm glad somebody caught that. I was wondering if I could just slide that one through real quick. I said, Sly, nothing gets by you, man. Nothing gets by you, Sly. Oh, God, that's always one of my favorites. So I have no patience for it. So you got to tighten this up, man. Save your season, level the Rocky Seas. Then you have Purdue. You'll feel better. Then you can worry about the Arkansas game at noon on the road. Whatever. All right. Let's do city cheers, and we go right to the calls. You guys own the rest of the show. Every dollar matters when you run a club, bar, restaurant, or country club. Lost tabs, slow payments, and walkouts cut into your profits fast. That's why venues trust the City Cheers app. With City Cheers, guests can receive promo details for your upcoming events and open and close their tabs right from their phones. Payments are instant, your walkouts will drop, and your team saves time with fewer card runs and less hassle for everybody involved. Managers get real-time reporting and transaction tracking so you know exactly what's happening on the floor from sales to staff performance. Servers can handle more tables with less effort, boosting check averages and increasing their tips. And when your staff works smarter, not harder, morale goes up, service speeds up, and turnover goes down, creating a smoother, more profitable operation every single night. Protect your profits, empower your team, and simplify your business with City Cheers. This app is built for venues that want to win. So if you're ready to take your business to the next level, call friend of the show and loyal Notre Dame son, Tom Frawley, at 773-332-7742 today. Be sure to tell him Always Irish sent you. Chicago's very own. Okay, one more thing, and then we go to the calls. You see, what is it? Echoes? I don't know what it is, but the talk show that the Notre Dame talk show Freeman's on or whatever that he does where they sit on that panel, whatever. I've had people be like, oh, John, did you see that or whatever? This is going to come off really crappy. There's no way, you guys. This is going to come off really crappy, but hear me out. When you're not playing winning football, I don't want to hear or see anything from you. There is nothing, Mark. Oh, did you see him on the Echo? There's nothing that guy can say to me that's going to make me feel any better till you start playing winning football. I don't want to hear from you. Play winning football. There's nothing that guy's going to tell me to make me feel any better. The only thing that matters in this moment is play on the field. Not your promotion, not your shows, not your social media. Whatever the thing is where he's on there and there's a few chairs and they talk, whatever that's called. No, I didn't see it. I don't want to hear anybody talk. Action. Good play on the field. There's nothing that guy's going to tell me to make me feel any better at all till you play winning football. And I know that sounds bad, and it's like, oh, you're not a real fan, you're bailing or whatever. Bro, there is nothing he could say to make me feel any better at all. Especially, I think, hopefully the punting's good. I think special teams is going to save the day. Bro, that doesn't give me a ton of confidence either. By the way, A&M pretty good on special teams. You better be careful where you're kicking those punts and kickoffs. I'm telling you, I have a zero tolerance for special teams malfeasance. Zero tolerance. Man, I'm stressed out. 918, let's make it great today. If you're on hold, you're going to be on the air. We're going to move through here. What's going on, 918?
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. What's going on, man?
Hey, John. This is Mike in Oklahoma.
What's up?
I know this has been kind of a soft, traumatic week for everybody in a lot of ways, so I just want to say something real quick. On Twitter, I'm at Love the Irish 365, so a lot of people may know who I am. And I just want to say within our Notre Dame community on Twitter, even here on your show, I'm just glad that I haven't seen a whole lot of negativity in light of everything that has happened this week. And I would say that I'm proud of a lot of people in our spaces that haven't really gone sideways with the event. So it's hit a lot of people in a lot of different ways. So
yeah, it's man, it is a very toxic environment right now on social media and very divisive. And that's why I'm really open.
Yeah.
Playing good football would be a good, healthy distraction that would do everybody in
Yep.
this fan base good. Like, go out there and play good football and give us a reason to believe in something good for a while, you know?
I agree 100%. And on that note, here's what I'm doing. And I encourage a lot of people to do this tonight. You know, high school football is a big thing. Myself, here in Oklahoma, I was a head coach of a high school football team here outside the Tulsa area. One of my players is on board with another team here in Oklahoma City, and he's coaching his first game tonight. And so me and the wife talked about it a little bit, and she's like, let's go. We need something soothing. And I said, yes, I do. I need to smell some grass. I need to see some young 17-year-olds and 16-year-olds hitting each other. I need that vibe again. I need something to soothe my soul. And for me, this is going to be my outlet. So I encourage anybody, you know, sitting around looking on social media and watching TV isn't going to help your psyche. It's not going to help your emotion. Get out of the house today if you haven't already. Go watch some football. Take the wife or girlfriend to a movie, or get your buddies together and, I don't know, go throw some yard darts. But just get your mind off of what's happening in football. Is a great outlet to do that. So.
Yeah, I think that's very, very healthy. And I just I hope Notre Dame gives us a reason on the positive end for a little distraction there. And you know, like, it's like I took my kid to the park. You know what I mean? Like, put the phone down and just bring your little innocent kid to the park and watch him play. Like do like little things when you have a week like this. Little things go a long way. And it's just a tough reality check.
Yeah. All right, so on the game. So last week you asked me to call back in after my, or 2 weeks ago, after my wild prediction that Notre Dame was going to beat Miami 40-14.
Yeah.
Man, was I wrong. Now, here's what I'll say. You know, not to peel that thing back again. That wasn't. All of us know. You know, Mike Goolsby, everybody in this space. Everybody in college football knows that the Notre Dame team from 2024 did not show up in Miami for whatever reason. Uncustomary in my eyes to see a Marcus Freeman team that we saw play with violence.
Yep.
You know, just play with, you know, passion last year. And even in the final moments of the Ohio State championship game, dudes were out there still playing football. We didn't see that. And I point to one play, and that's the touchdown where the guy made the miraculous grab with one hand. Last year in the championship game, Adon Shearer blows up a Georgia running back, causes a fumble early in the game. To me, that was a tone setter. That was a dude play. That was a human hit stick, highlight reel, all that. If he makes that hit, we're on ESPN, not the other way around. He didn't make that hit. And to me, that's the intensity that was missing last week. And if Marcus and his staff and our alleged captains and this team, if they do not find that passion, that intensity, if they don't find that and they take the field tomorrow night, you're going to see the same results. And let me say this, it could get a little bit worse if the defensive backfield doesn't play up to their potential, because Texas A&M is bringing in a couple dudes. If people thought that those wide receivers on Miami were anything, which technically they weren't, we made them look like Jerry Rice. These two cats that Texas A&M's bringing in, and you got a dynamic quarterback in Marcel Reed. If we don't step up that part of the game, folks, the intensity is going to go away. Like you said earlier, you're going to start hearing pin drops, and it's not going to be pleasant. And if that happens, if we go 0-2, rest assured, college football and everybody that's looking at Notre Dame is not going to put Notre Dame into the playoffs, because from here forward, who would be our marquee win? There won't be a marquee win, even if you beat USC. The two teams
you're gonna have to win a game before you can call one a marquee win, right? You gotta win one first.
Exactly.
None of them can be a marquee win until you get on the winning side of the ledger.
Right.
Okay, now
you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna look at the.
Now wait, let me ask you this. Have you been able to identify why? Have you spent any time thinking about why You came into A&M fired up to open the year in a hostile, hot road environment with a loud crowd last year. But this year, you had an almost identical situation, and you didn't get that intensity to start the game. Have you asked yourself why? Is it messaging, preparation, not proper player leadership, getting guys in the right mindset? Was everybody nervous about the new quarterback? Have you diagnosed why we didn't start with that intensity you had a year before in a similar environment?
Well, it does start with leadership, and a lot of people have made note of the 5 captains that were selected. To me, I'm sorry. I want some dudes that Miami had out there when they played Oklahoma back in Jimmy Johnson's days, where they stood at the 50-yard line at the coin toss and basically threatened Oklahoma, threatened Brian Bosworth into, dude, we ain't scared. And I don't think we have that in our 5 captains. I mean, I'm putting some killers out there as captains. I'm making somebody stand up and show me that you're the leader of this football team, and you'll run through a brick wall for everybody. I don't see that in our 5 captains. There's no Pat Coogan's on this captain squad right now. And maybe they took a look at that. Maybe they pulled the captains in and said, look, you guys were selected for a reason. You got to show it. I was at the Texas A&M game last year. I didn't get to see Marcus lead the team out in the tunnel, but when I saw that, I think I told you on your show the week after that, I was like, there's no way we're going to lose the game. I could feel the intensity in A&M. I felt it from the third deck in a stadium of 110,000 A&M fans. I felt the intensity of that Notre Dame football team that night in that hostile environment. We didn't see that. We didn't see Marcus come out. A lot of us were hoping we would see him come out in the same fashion, maybe not recreate that, but do something different. I don't know. From the kickoff, I'm just looking at my wife and I'm just like, this isn't the same team that I saw in the playoff run last year. This is somebody else. I don't know who this is, but whatever the case, I'm hopeful. I think a lot of us are hopeful that the staff has got this team together and they're going to rally and come out completely different. Now, what will we see? We'll see uncustomary football. We're going to see Notre Dame win this game 50-10 or something outlandish that nobody's expecting, because everybody's saying this is an even game. This could be a 27-24 game, just like it was last week. But if we don't have the intensity, like I said, it's not going to be pretty. It will not be pretty, because you're going to put your young quarterback in an awkward position again.
He's going to have to be the hero again. Yep. And you can't do that, because here's something else. On their side of the ball, they've got the dynamic receivers and they've got a passing game. Yeah, they play 2 lower echelon teams, but you still got to go out and make the throw. You still got to go out and make the catch. Notre Dame, everybody was talking about these guys that we brought in, Will Pauling and and Malachi Fields. Where are you guys at? Where are you at? Where's Jaden Greathouse? Where are these guys at? We haven't seen any of that yet. So we don't even know if CJ Carr can throw the ball downfield. Yeah. So man, I don't know. I think we're always bewildered, and we're going to find out who this team is this game. Last week or 2 weeks ago didn't show us anything. So I think this is going to be the scope of what we can expect the rest of the year from the football team. I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. You're playing another big physical, tough team. You're going to find out whether the week 1 thing was an aberration and we all just needed to get slapped in the face and now we're ready to go, or you're going to find out you have real problems and it's going to be an issue. So everybody's on the edge of their seats. I'm excited for the big home game, night game, selling beer, whatever. There's going to be an undercurrent of apprehension, and we're going to see what we're going to get. Hey, thanks for the solid first call of the day, man. Enjoy the rest of your Friday.
Absolutely. Everybody have a great weekend. Thanks, John.
Have a good one. Nikki Dean, $5 holler. I believe in this team and the coaches. That's why I say we got this. Remember last year in that magical run? The problem is you got a whole different set of leaders than you had last year. And they got to show up. And the other problem is it's like, well, I said it before. Oh, Freeman teams always bounce back after something terrible happens. Yeah, but eventually to get this program over the hump, you need to not have to bounce back from something terrible happening. Like, that's the next level of the program, is your back isn't against the wall in week 2, and you could breathe a little bit and grow into the season, man. But it ain't going to happen this year. Chicago's very own. What's going on, Tom?
Hey, Channel. Everything's good, pal. We woke up, the sun rose this morning. I think, in deference to my friend Andrew Gilmore, I think he said it best at the beginning of the chat. You know, this is Denbrock's game to shine. He's got to show up and come with the right game plan, because we do have the players to knock them out. And you know, running the football, we've got to be able to run that 21 personnel, maybe even go 20 personnel. But however they have to do it, some of those formations, and they showed a little bit of it in the Miami game and went away from it. I just think, you know, handing the keys over to Carr, DJ, even though he didn't piss down his leg last Sunday or 2 Sundays ago, he made some bad reads, and hopefully they clean that up. And then if they do, they got to come with that defense that showed up in the fourth quarter. You know, a little bit. You know, they had those 3 stops in crucial situations because they had the right combination of players out on the field. I also believe that Jalen Sneed is going to have to play a lot more than Julian Maka. I think you're going to have to blitz. You're going to have to blitz Sneed and Ausberry a lot. I'd like to see that rotation of KVA, Ausberry, KVA, and Sneed in there. Even put Sneed in on third downs. They're going to have to contain Marcel Reed, right? But I think it's going to be a much cleaner Notre Dame team than we saw. At least I hope. Yeah. You know, because if it's not, then the wheels come off this season real fast.
Yeah.
And that's what they've got the talent. Look, they've got the nucleus of ball players on defense. They've got to play together. And I'm you know, Marcel Reed's going to make his plays, but as long as they keep him in front, you know, keep Marcel Reed in front of him, I don't think he's going to burn them like everybody else does. And Notre Dame's going to be able to run the ball tomorrow. That's the thing. You know, play great on the offensive line. Just block, run block. Don't worry about all those different plays that they had in those flat passes and those tunnel screens. You know, it got to the point where Miami knew what was coming last week. Well, I would rather line up with our offensive line that are better run blockers than they are pass blockers. I like our chances better. Eat the clock up, play great defense, and get out of there with a W. That's it.
Tom, are you confident that the team will come out with that intensity that seemed to be missing at Miami, feeling the home crowd, big recruiting weekend, night game? Like, it's a big deal to me, man, that they come out and they're fired up and engaged. I'm hoping to see a switch flip here.
Yeah, I am too. And you're right about the recruiting. There's there's 2 real good receivers from Chicago that are going to be down there. That Quentin Burrell and the kid Braylon something or other from Brother Rice, and they're big time players. So yeah, a big recruiting weekend. You've got to hang a W tomorrow. The atmosphere has got to be really good. So I think I think they will come out. They know what's at stake here. And you just can't go 0-2. You can't go 0-2.
Yeah.
So that intensity should be there.
Yeah.
And let's see which version of the Marcus Freeman team comes out tomorrow. And to the caller's point, the first caller's point, Who was that? Oklahoma Irish?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that was a good call. He's a gentleman. He's right. They didn't show that intensity at Miami. I had the same feeling that he did once they showed up in the tunnel against Miami. It was like, oh, well, we're here to play. It was nothing like last year's A&M. So I think, yeah, he's got the keys to the car. Let's let him drive it and use our best players. I mean, it's pretty simple. Yeah. Let's get our best players the ball and stop them more times than they stop us, and we'll come out of there with a win, John.
Yeah, it's man, it's high anxiety though, and it's not the place you want. It's not the place you want. Everyone in the ecosystem is so high strung right now, and it's just not where you want to be entering your second game of a long season. Like, you're just applying so much pressure internally. It's not where you want to be. But the good news is, Tom, if you win this game by a point, no matter what it looks or feels like, all life will be breathed right back into everybody. You're right back in playoff home game hosting position. Like, everything's in front of you then. This is such an all or nothing game. It's really messing with people.
John, they're not going to let you down because they don't want to screw up your mojo for the Purdue weekend.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I know. That tailgate's going to turn into a wake if things go bad here. I am not excited about that.
No, I'm telling you, and that's why I'm nervous. I'm nervous for you just for that reason alone. I don't, but look, honestly, I mean, you put a lot of time and effort into that, and you don't want it to be a wake. You want it to be a celebration, and it will be a celebration. They come out of there with a W. One thing they didn't do. How many illegal motions and offsides did they have last week? Not much. Not many. I think one.
Yeah. Pretty good on that front.
Even in that crowd noise, they were pretty disciplined. As long as they come out disciplined and they know that they're going to run the football, load the wagon, baby. Give the ball to number 4 and number 24. Yeah. And we're going to be okay.
Oh, Tom, I hope so. I hope you're right. And it's going to be a lot of anxiety.
Yeah, we don't have mediocre running backs. That's what we've got to accentuate. But to Andrew's point, he's right. It is Denbrock's show. It's his game to lose. Yeah. And if Denbrock comes out with a good game plan, Notre Dame wins this game.
I like it. I like it. Tom, enjoy the rest of your day in the wonderful city there and the good weather. And we'll see what we're going to get. And I'll be expecting your call on the post-game show.
Amen, guys. Take care. God bless. Go Irish. And if you're driving.
Oh, boy. Sorry, Tom. I cut you off. I didn't mean to, buddy. I was quick on the hook on that one. Quick on the hook on that one. Here we go. It is Ryan Roberts. What's going on, Ryan? Welcome.
Hey, John. How are you, man?
I got to admit, man, I'm wound tight. And some of it is the football. Yeah. Some of it is just like society. Like, it's been a very odd dynamic with the off week and the football and where we're at with that and all the stuff going on and around the country and everything. I'm in a weird place going into this. I'm going to be honest about that.
Yeah, I think, I don't know. I feel a lot of the same way. I mean, obviously, even outside of the football realm, which is everything that's going on. But I mean, even in the football, just strictly side of it, it's kind of been a weird week. I don't know if you've been having this vibe on your show because I haven't been able to tune in as much this week. But I don't know, man. Like on all social medias, I'm on YouTube, like anywhere, right, where Notre Dame fans typically frequent a lot. It just seems very just kind of like melancholy and juiceless this week. Like it really does, It's kind of a very strange vibe going into the first home game. And obviously, and I think Andrew Gilmore said in the chat, like people on campus are going to be excited, obviously, right? Like your home opener, you're going to be drinking all day. It's a night game. Like I'm not worried about fans showing up and being rowdy to begin the game, but just from like a pure fan base perspective, it does seem like there's just a lack of excitement going into this one, at least from just like a general consensus.
Ryan, I'm with
you're still a top 10 ranked team. You're playing an SEC team at home. Like everything's in front of you still, and it just feels like you're just kind of sleepwalking a little bit from a fan perspective.
Dude, I'm right there with you. I'm with you. And what I think it is you had the huge ramp up to Miami all summer. Then you got into camp and it was quarterback heavy discussion, but like the ramp up, it hit a fever pitch.
Yep.
Then we were all let down and it's like the air went out of the balloon. And then with an off week the next week, it gave people a reason to disengage and not be in the college football world because you're mad about it already after week. And I felt like people got away and they're coming back, but like I feel like a hesitancy to fully go crazy for this game because people are worried the other shoe's going to drop. That is exactly what I feel. Everything feels uneven and kind of awkward and uncomfortable. And I don't know if some of that is like the societal stuff bleeding into my mind and it's all mixed together, but it's just been a weird vibe this week, man. Weird.
Yeah. I think that the week 2 bye week, I think probably had something to do with it. Like it's a very strange placement, obviously, for a bye week and everything.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just, I was listening to Coach Freeman's presser earlier this week, and I think it's important, obviously, to not go too deep into pressers and coach talk and all that type of stuff because you're going to get disappointed because most coaches don't get anything. But
yeah,
it's just, I don't know, man. Like there's just this whole feeling is just kind of very monotonous. Like it just feels like there's just no energy coming from anywhere. And I think it's also an extension of, and I think Tom or somebody else has mentioned it on a previous call, but everyone keeps talking about like what the captains did during the game, right? And talking about obviously Emil Wagner had a tough game, Adon Schuler had a tough game, Drake Bowen didn't have a good game.
Yeah,
it was just kind of an absent performance. But like my biggest takeaway, John, again, I don't know if you feel it this way, but even when Notre Dame made big plays, I was still waiting. And I know they came back to the second half and you were starting to get a little bit more energy into the crowd, but it just felt like I was waiting to figure out which of these players, captain or not captain, are the guys that bring the juice. Like, I know when Jeremiah Love hits a big run and he hits the heart and when right in front of him, like, fans feel something when that happens. Like, we feel it. Who are the players on this team that are the guys that bring that energy and that juice?
Yep.
It just felt very absent in that first game. And I'm very curious to see if there's a player or two. And again, it doesn't have to be a captain. Maybe it's Jalen Sneed. Maybe it's Kingston. Like, I don't know who it'll be, but there needs to be a play where they get a little bit like they kind of toe that line of like excitement and telling Texas A&M like it's not going to be your day. Like it's just not going to be. You need some of that, man.
I'm
like that
with
edge,
you.
that toe of the line. I need it.
You kept waiting. Like you kept waiting for one of the somebody to step up and make a play that changed all the momentum or like really changed. You kept waiting and waiting and waiting. And it almost felt like if it wasn't CJ Carr, it wasn't going to be anybody. It kind of felt that way. And that's a lot to put on that kid in that environment. But he felt like one of the biggest leaders in the first game. And it's his first game in that environment. It's good for what his future portends, but I wish we weren't in that position.
Yep. I mean, I'm hoping just the first drive or second drive of the game, Shadarian or Jeremiah are able to just kind of pop one.
Yeah.
And you feel it there, right? Because again, like Jeremiah is the one guy that I'm looking at right now on the offense side of football where I'm like, if he hits a big one and he hits the heart emblem and you feel good, right? You're like, okay, here comes the energy. Because I think also Greathouse, Malachi Fields, the offensive line, everyone around him, CJ Carr, they're going to feel into that as well because Jeremiah Love is your superstar, right? Yeah. So I think you just need one of those big plays in the game because that's been in Coach Freeman's tenure so far. There have been several games where Notre Dame has come out very flat in the first half. It's happened, right? Now, to his credit, he usually gets the team back on track in the second half, and we even saw that against Miami, even though they didn't end up winning the game. I'm not worried about halftime adjustments. I'm not worried about this team coming out with a different mindset kind of locker room. I think that you have a good coaching staff. I think the coaches get the most out of them. But the difference in these types of games against a top 20 team, even in your home stadium, is going to be the early portion of the football game. If you come out and you stun Texas A&M early, then I think that's why the spread is 7 to 6.5 points, somewhere in that ballpark. Like a lot of smart people think that Notre Dame should win this game and win it pretty convincingly. I don't have that feeling though right now, to be honest with you. Like I don't. I mean, like if I was a betting man, and I am occasionally, but if I was a betting man in this game particularly, if you ask me like, what do you like in this game? I literally have a betting buddy that asked me. I said, like, I would take Texas A&M +7 or +6.5 to cover it, right? Like,
I get it.
I would take him to do it because I do think Notre Dame will win, but do I think that they are going to come out and just have a statement victory in terms of, like, no doubt from the start? I don't, because one habit that we have seen for the Notre Dame team is they are typically slower starters in the first half. And I think if they do that, that's where you get into a little bit of this cat fight, this dog fight, whatever you want to call it. And I kind of get that vibe for this game right now.
Yeah, man, I'm with you on all of that. Now, I do believe this. The leadership and being juiced up and all of that is one thing. But when you look at the on-field play, I do believe, Ryan, a couple small tweaks offensively and defensively, just small ones even, will put the team in a better position to go make plays and succeed. I don't think you need to throw everything in the garbage because you lost to Miami, but I do think some tweaks are warranted on both sides of the ball that'll put this in a better place to succeed. One of them is, do you agree? I think Denbrock's going to try and make Price and Love a key part of this game in a way they weren't against Miami. Do you think that that's coming?
Yeah, I think on both sides of the ball, if I can hit on it real quick. So, like, on the offensive side of the ball, to your question, yes, I think that there's going to be an intentionality to be able to get these running backs and specifically Love started early. And I think the way they do that, honestly, is less RPO game, less of the tag off the RPO, because obviously that was a couple of the mistakes Carr made in the first game. Was he just, he saw the numbers, he maybe read the numbers, maybe it was correct, maybe it wasn't at times, but he was, obviously he pulled a couple times that he shouldn't have pulled. Yeah. And I think that there is maybe just going to be, instead of like RPO tag off the inside zone run, like we're just calling an inside zone run.
Exactly.
Like that's all we're doing here, right? Yeah. And we're getting these running backs to football. And I think, honestly, like instead of the RPO tags, I would love if there was a more intentionality to let's get the run game going and let's work the play action game off of the run game. Like that's kind of what I would like to see more than the RPO, because I think CJ will be really good at the RPO game eventually. Like even later in the season, second year as a starter, like when he's seen the game, he's seen different cover variations, he's seen different post-snap rotations, all those things. I think that he will be very good at it, but it was his first start. And I think that it was a bad decision by the staff to have so much tags off of the run game, because you put a redshirt freshman quarterback who had never started a football game on the college level into decisions where his mind was already moving fast, and you're asking him to read boxes too quickly and to watch what's happening pre, first, post snap. Like I think that was a bad decision. So I think less RPO on the offense side of the ball. Yep.
Here's the ironic part. It felt like they went with that game plan in a way to try and like protect Carr, but it ended up over-complicating and almost limiting Carr. Does that make sense, what I'm trying to say?
Say that one more time. Sorry, I have ADHD and I lost it for a second. I'm sorry.
It felt like the game plan they asked Carr to perform against Miami was kind of to protect him in a way and ease him in, but it almost made it more complicated and harder for him to go make plays in a way. Like, I don't know. Like, and I think you're going to have a dedicated run game this week, but I think that Denbrock's going to not feel the need to protect Carr the way they wanted to in that Miami environment. And it wouldn't surprise me to let them see him open it up a little bit, not crazy, but a little bit, because that's his comfort zone. And you got to scheme up ways to let the guy live in what he's comfortable in, which is throwing the ball. And we're just not used to it, quite frankly.
Yeah, I think the better idea would have been, out of the gun, quick game, 3-step drops under center, like you just get the ball out of his hands faster. And ultimately, like, I think a run game is a quarterback's best friend. And I think that the play action game extension off of the running game would have been a better option the previous game. But like for this one, Texas A&M, it's a copycat league, and Texas A&M is going to try to do some of the same things that Miami did to disrupt the Notre Dame offense and try to force them. And what they're going to do, I think what they're going to do is they're going to have the understanding of like, hey, if they come out and they do try to stick to this RPO-centric offense at times, let's try to manipulate the numbers from pre and post. Like we're going to show them different things pre-snap, and then we're going to rotate late, and we're going to put different numbers. Maybe we'll do some stuff where we put everybody up on the line of scrimmage, like an immediate look, NASCAR look, and then we drop off a couple guys into different spots. I think they're going to try to confuse the quarterback and make him think that he has numbers advantages where he doesn't necessarily have numbers advantages offensively. So I think you're going to see that for sure. I'll tell you what, though, John, like the thing I'm most fascinated about, and I don't know the answer to this, and it kind of makes me unsettled, and maybe that works for the anxiety a little bit. I'm very curious what they do from a coverage perspective against this team. Because a previous caller, I think it was Tom, said, or actually maybe it was the gentleman before Tom, was talking about the wide receiver difference from Miami versus Texas A&M, and he's cracked, man. Like this, Kevin Concepcion, who transferred from NC State, is going to play a lot in the slot, really shifty, good after the catch.
Yep.
Then you have Mario Craver, who's the Mississippi State kid who can absolutely fly. They got some dudes on the outside who the interesting thing for me is that I think that at times you're going to see them on both sides of the field, on the same side of the field, to the field side. So one's going to be the slot, one's going to be like an outside Z position. And the question now comes, your best corner is playing into the boundary 90-something% of the time. So if they do that, where they're like, hey, we're going to attack the field, we're not going to attack the boundary in this game as much, maybe we'll just get the run game going into the boundary. Do you do anything where you're like, okay, Leonard Moore, we got to move you around a little bit, right? Like maybe we'll fluctuate some stuff, because we did see Christian Gray a little bit, not a ton in the first game in the slot because of what Malachi Tony and those dudes were doing against Notre Dame. So do you just trust, hey, Carson Hobbs, Devontae Smith, whatever in the slot, do you just trust them to cover a Kevin Concepcion and a Mario Craver a ton of the reps? Do you trust them in one-on-one coverage? Do you want to go a little bit more man? Do you want to go a little bit more zone? Like, I'm really fascinated because I don't 100% know what the answer is going to be and what they're going to try.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting. And then the other part of that equation for Notre Dame defensively is, what do you think the plan's going to be to contain Marcel Reed so he doesn't just start running wild on you? You got to have gap integrity, stay in your lane. So they have somebody keep an eye on him. Like, that's going to be a big part of this. He's also a smaller guy in stature. If you could put some hits on him and contain him, that's going to help. But he can't run wild on you. How do you think Notre Dame's going to approach that defensively?
Yeah, no, it's another great question. I think, and obviously Reed left the Utah State game early last week, and they said he could have went back in, but like he had a very awkward fall off of a scramble. It was kind of a weird play. But I think that, he, like to your point, he's 6'1", 185 pounds is what he's listed as. And anybody that's played, coached, or watched college football, that those measurements are usually a little bit
beefier.
They lie a little bit, right?
Yeah. So give you an inch or two. Give you an extra inch or two.
Yeah. So he might be 6 foot, 180 pounds. So like he's not a big guy. He's a smaller quarterback for sure. So what do we think? What do I think that they're going to do? I think Freeman and might have been Tim Priester that talked about a little bit on his show, but like I think they're just going to try to stick with the 4-man rush, and they're going to try to maintain better gap discipline and be able to kind of keep him in the pocket, because that's where you want him. He's doing better passing this year inside the pocket, but I mean, that was against UTSA and Utah State. Like, it's a little bit of a different animal, obviously, right? So you're going to try to keep him inside. I am interested to see whether it's a Jalen Sneed or a Kingston, two of like more your rangier linebackers, even a Jay Nosbury. I think all three of them could do it to a degree. Do you want to spy him a little bit, right? Because I mean, let's call it like Notre Dame's linebackers in the first game were a little bit better in pass coverage in some instances than they were last year, as far as like being zone droppers and stuff. But like, that's not their thing. Like, Drake Bowman doesn't want to stick in short zone coverage all day. Like, they want to get after the quarterback a little bit. So instead of doing some initial rushes of this all from the second level, do you want those guys to be a little bit more of spies? Do you want to do a little bit more of kind of the mush rush stuff where you kind of let things develop in front of you, then they attack? I think that you have to do some of that stuff because, again, I think it was Andrew Gilmore in the chat earlier that said the worst thing in the world is you got a team into a 3rd and 7, right? Or a 3rd and 8, a 3rd and long situation. You're dropping back, coverage is good, and then Marcel Reed takes off and gets 8.
Yeah.
Like, that is the worst feeling, the most deflating feeling in a world. So I think that you need to account on him in the second level. I'm just curious to see how Notre Dame implements that.
Yeah, I'm with you on, I mean, and it's just, Ryan, it's just everybody in Notre Dame land, even the people like us that cover it and write about it every day, you just don't know what you're going to get. Mm-hmm. And entering the second game, that is a really anxious place to be. You aren't sure what you can rely on yet, what you could trust of what Notre Dame's going to bring. It's a very, very awkward feeling. And I feel the apprehension in the fan base. And I think, I'm sure you'll agree, do something good early, man. Give that crowd a reason to get behind you and buy in. Like, everybody's kind of on edge. Make a play early on any phase, and kind of turn the tide here. Really good breakdown, Ryan. Anything else that you want to cover? Thank you.
No, I mean, I hope it's because I was at the Syracuse Notre Dame game up in Syracuse a few years ago. I hope it's just one of those defensive maybe situations where I don't know if you remember this one. Brandon Joseph had the pick six literally on the first play of the game, and it just got kind of things going in the right direction. I think whether it's offensive or defense, you need someone to make a big play. You know, like a Don Shula on the defense side of the ball. Maybe it's a Boubacar strip sack on the offensive side of the football. We already talked about it a little bit. Like, you just need someone to make a big play.
Yeah.
This is still a young football team in a lot of spots. If you have a guy that just comes out and makes a big play early, that's when the players behind him or the players around him start to get that infectious personality stuff, right? The stuff that we see on when teams kind of roll over other ones, right? So I'm hoping that there's a play or two early. There's these big games that gets this team, these younger players, in a really good groove. That's what I'm hoping for. We'll break it down, but I do have some. I join you in the anxiousness this week. I'm a lot more anxious than I was going into Miami, which might be a good thing. Maybe that means my pulse on the Miami game was completely wrong. So maybe my pulse on this one's completely wrong too.
Yep. It's man, I think we're all in the same boat here, and I feel it. And it's just I'm going to be so relieved if we just see a different looking Notre Dame team with a different vibe to it. Like, it'll be like, okay, this is more of what we thought we were going to get. Now let's lean into it. So let's hope for that.
Could you imagine? I don't want to wish this evil on you, because I know you get a little anxious for the games, John. But could you imagine if Saturday night you turn on the TV and there's like a healthy amount of maroon in that stadium?
I know. I'm already hearing it. I'm already seeing the tweets. Oh, I'm at Midway Airport. It's all maroon. I'm already seeing it. And it's like, I got enough to worry about with our team before I worry about their crowd. You know what I mean? Like, I only have so much anxiety to be spread around. So, Ryan, we'll see what's going to happen, man. I really appreciate you jumping in. Great breakdown. Thanks, buddy.
No, man, I appreciate it. Have a great weekend.
Have a good one. Oh, that's a pretty robust, that's a good robust breakdown right there. Oh, man. John, Andy just posted the towel there, handing out for Saturday's game. The logo has the Dukes up. I appreciate that. $5 holler from Mikey. Thank you. I appreciate the Dukes up. You could say it's a coincidence, but the first time you decided to run out a cartoon drawing of the leprechaun no longer fighting, you showed no fight to start the game against Miami. I know that there's no direct correlation, but in my Notre Dame brain, there's something to it. The second you got away from all fight all the time, you didn't bring the fight to Miami of all teams. Could just be a coincidence, but I don't like the soft cartoon, damn it. I don't. No. Pumped. I'm going right back to the calls. Mark with glasses coming up. The week before the Miami game, John was amped about Ash. John was not amped about Ash. John said, wait and see with the Ash defense. Look, I circled it. Wait and see with the Ash defense. I was not pumped. I said, there's no reason to be negative on the guy before we have any evidence that you should be negative on the guy. And I said, I am wait and see with the Ash defense, hoping for the best. Turned out it was the worst. I waited, I sawed, and I don't like. What would Leahy do? Number one is he wouldn't have lost the game. That's number one. Number two, here's what Leahy would have done. Same thing he did when they beat Iowa in 1940, whatever it was. They were beating the hell out of Iowa. Time was running out in the game. They were on the goal line. They ran it 4 times, did not score. Time ran out. Notre Dame won like 27-7 or something. And Leahy lost his mind because they had 4 plays to get in the end zone to end the game and score again, and they failed. The second that bus landed in South Bend, he said, you ain't going anywhere but the practice field, and we're running goal line the next 2 hours. Get your asses out there. You're running it until it's perfect, because that's the standard at Notre Dame when I'm the head man. Perfection. Perfect. They beat the team 27-7, got off the bus after driving all night, and he said, go right to the practice field, keep your gear on, go right out there. We're running goal line till it's perfect. That's what Leahy would do. Not go on a podcast and say, we'll be better next time, hopefully. Beef. They have come out like a Karen has been giving them pregame lectures. The funniest ones in a sad commentary on society are like the racist Karen ones where they're like, we don't like your kind at this community pool. I think you need to go somewhere else before something bad happens. It's like so blatant, but not really. They're like, it's always like a private delivery guy in a ritzy suburb, and the guy's not white, and there's always some lady, I don't think you belong in this community. What are you doing here? It's like, none of your business. It's a free country. I don't think you belong in these parts of town. Look at I'm not even mad at this. That's just funny. I'm not even mad. The ND juice was missing, similar to that left side of John's airline. Oh, that's so funny. God, that's good. Beef, I'm sorry I missed this. Yeah, it's always, they always have that Karen haircut. There's a certain type, bro. The Karens, the short haircut, you can see it in their eyes. They're mad at the world. They wake up every day miserable, looking for something to be complaining about on TikTok. It's always the same kind, man. The short haircut, and you see a look in their eyes like they're looking to be mad. Like, who am I yelling at this time? They always, I don't think you belong in this neighborhood, boy. Better get out of here before something bad happens. Like, it's always this thin veil of racism, but you see right through it. Like, dude, miss, I work for Amazon. I'm just delivering a package. Well, why don't you leave it up there by the highway and not pull in my gated community? Unbelievable. $10 holler for the beef. This is for the higher Ryan Roberts fund. Ask what happens if the crowd is all maroon and we come out flat in our biggest recruiting game of the year. What happens? Bad stuff happens. Bad stuff happens. It's a huge recruiting weekend. You better come, man, boy, you better come ready to go. Boy, you better get out of this neighborhood. I always go back to the Chappelle. Better get out of here before something bad happens. It's always the same Karens, man. Like, and you know what else? They're all about like everybody has privilege and you have privilege and all this stuff. You know what's the greatest privilege in the world? Causing a scene in public and getting mad about stuff that isn't a problem. Has anybody ever thought of that? Like, it's all about, like, it's always like some uppity white lady that's on her moral high horse, mad at everybody. And it's like, bro, that's the biggest privilege you could have, is going through life where you don't have any worries about, other than like a guy that isn't your race delivering packages in your neighborhood, or like somebody that parked in the parking spot you thought you owned. Like that's the real privilege, is when you have the space in your life to seek out all these things to be mad at instead of real problems. That's the real privilege. Look at that. That stupid Karen was beating my hood. Oh my God, that's funny. How many decommitments if we lose tomorrow? I don't know. 78. I don't know, man. Oh, that's so funny, man. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, it's always the Karens in the neighborhood. Yeah, and the Karen and the husbands who back up their Karen wives. They don't want to back them up. They know the lady's crazy, but they're stuck with her, and it's easier to just let her do her thing than to go up against it. You know that's the dynamic, right? You know that's the dynamic. They are not happy. They're scared to death of their wives. The wife runs the whole household. She's the boss. They're scared to death. It's already toxic in the home. They haven't touched in 10 years. You know the whole scene. And the guy's just like, it's easier to just let her go off on them instead of me because I got to be the one to live with her. You know that's the deal. And most of them, if they're probably not even married and they have 6 cats and they're looking in purple hair and they're looking to yell at everybody for everything. Mark with glasses, what's going on, buddy?
Hey there, what's going on? Yeah, I expect to see a pissed off team under the lights with a lot of juice at home. And I think we see that sense of urgency that, maybe we wanted to see week 1. I think the extra time and stuff. And Freeman, he's 3-0 after a bye for what it's worth. I know he's 1-2 home openers. And, if somehow he does lose this game, his record in the first 2 weeks of the 4 seasons will be 3-5, which is crazy. So early season struggles is a real thing the last couple of years, but I want to forget about all that. And I know we're 0-1 at the moment, but I want to talk about playoffs.
You want to talk about playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
My little soundbite.
Yes.
Playoffs.
So, there's a lot of football to be played.
I didn't know if you were setting me up for that or not. That was beautiful.
So, a lot of football to be played. We've won, 9 going on 10 games. We won at home, hopefully. And a lot of the teams ahead of us are all going to lose. I don't know if you look at the schedules, but Texas, Georgia, Penn State, LSU, all those guys, they're going to lose 1 or 2 games. Look at their schedules. And, we got our loss out of the way.
Mark, you know where I'm at? I can't even go there yet because I'm so worried about us looking more put together. I got to worry about that or it isn't going to matter what teams lose in front of us. So I am so wrapped tight around just hoping our team shows up looking better. I can't even worry about hoping for other teams to lose until we figure this out. And then I got to ask you this, Mark. I'm sure you've thought of it. Do you have any theories of why Notre Dame came out against Miami and didn't look like they matched the intensity in the moment? Do you have any theories of why that happened when you came out against A&M a year before and didn't have that problem? That really surprised and disturbed me. Why do you think that happened?
Yeah, I don't understand the lack of aggressiveness, the eyeball test, but I think it is somewhat understandable when you think about all the newness, going off a lot of the calls on Wednesday. It's no wonder the offense looks so clunky when you named a starting quarterback 12 days before kickoff, and then he's splitting reps going back last fall and this spring, and then to make matters worse, you play call a game counterintuitive to how you should have. I think 7 of your 8 first plays were passes called, so they had this they were intentionally throwing early and often, and that resulted in 4 drives with no points, and then finally after they get a touchdown drive with 7 runs and Price running hard as hell, he had 50 yards on that drive, a touchdown drive. Carr had 10 yards, so 60 yards rushing. You think, oh, maybe they figured it out. And then what do they do the very next drive? He reverts back to passing, 3 pass plays, and it's a 3-and-out and a punt. And at that time, it's 21-7, and the run pass split was all out of sorts after that. But that's my explanation of why the offense was just so lackadaisical, and I just blew by all my Post-it notes, but screw it. I'll say something controversial. I wouldn't trust Denbrock taking my lunch order right now, let alone call plays.
Ooh, Andrew Gilmore.
And-
Andrew Gilmore approves of this message. He's been saying, why isn't there more pressure put on Denbrock to put these guys in a position to succeed? So what do you think is going to be the plan now?
I think it's got to be what we've all been saying. I just don't know why it took a week to get there, and I think it's the worst play calling we've seen, considering, like, all things considered, with the big game, the moment, the inexperienced quarterback. I can't make heads or tails out of it. But yeah, so he's going to be under a big time microscope. I know somebody in the Patreon chat said they're going to lose their shit if the first play's not a run to love.
Yeah.
And so, but having said all that, screw my post-it notes. Saturday night, I got 27-20. Despite week one, Freeman's still the best coach in the country against the spread, and Elko is one of the worst.
Mm.
He's 12-26 against the spread. And Texas A&M and Elko are 1-10 as an underdog. They beat University of Texas San Antonio 42-24 and Utah State 44-22. And we're coming in 0-1. I think we should be playing like the underdog and throwing the kitchen sink at them. And if this team doesn't look hungry and desperate and aggressive, that's going to be disappointing from top to bottom. But yeah, run the damn ball, win the damn game. And I'm going to play my soundbite one more time. Hey, hold on.
Okay.
I just hope we can win a game.
I just hope we can win a damn game.
Hey, Mark, you stole some of my thunder, though, bro, because if we lost this game, when I give my little speech at the tailgate, I was going to pull up. I was going to get up there and go playoffs. I just hope we can win a game.
Oh, hell yeah. Yep. And then I got a breaking news update. I'm going to be a little hobbled at the tailgate. So if we do a race, I got plantar fasciitis and heel spurs over here. I got to go get my inserts made today, and I'm going to get some new. I got to go get some new whatchamacallit, shoes that everybody wears.
Skechers?
Hokas. No, Hokas. I got to get some new Hokas, but
Yeah.
my feet are screwed up and damaged. But I'm still down to race.
Oh man. Yeah,
anybody.
well, we're gonna see how it,
under 40.
we're gonna
40.
we're gonna see how it goes, Mark. Hey, try and relax and enjoy the game, and maybe we'll show up ready to play.
Thanks for taking my call. Shout out to the chat.
Have a good one. People are saying Hokas are the best. I'm gonna tell you right now. You want to talk about Karens? 92% of every Karen I've ever seen on these videos is wearing those Hokas. Hocus pocus. You know what I'm saying? That is a very Karen-ish shoe to wear. Like when they're walking around town just looking for people who don't belong in their neighborhood. I'm telling you, that's a Karen-y shoe brand. It is. Tell me it isn't. That is a Karen-y shoe brand. Slick Rick, swimming down there in that Texas A&M oil money. No idea who wins. Loves the Aggies. Irish are favorite. Keys, tight end play. A&M DNs versus the O tackles of Notre Dame. Read mobility against the Irish man-to-man and special teams. Hope it's safe to watch the show next week, regardless of the outcome. It's just going to be it'll be a wake. And it was a wake last year, too, because we had lost to Northern Illinois. Then I did the tailgate the next week, and we just kind of hug in the parking lot, drink our beer, and hope you come out of it. But at least if we're all going to be miserable, we're all miserable together, and you don't have to explain it to anybody. But it would be really damn nice if you could get on this, get off this, get that win, and everything's right back in play. The vibes will pick up, and everybody will buy back in. If you're 0-2, bro, the wheels are going to come off. Like there will be no momentum. The fan base won't care. And There's a standard now. You went all the way to the title game last year. You can't be looking at like a 7-5 bowl game. Like, no one is going to accept that. Ain't nobody here for that. No way. No way. Actually, I've seen a clean split politically with the Karens. I've seen it. There's a Karen type in each major political party, if you get what I'm saying. And I don't want to get into any of this with the politics at all. I'm just saying, from the Karen videos I've seen them both ways on the Karenness. That cuts way one way or way the other, but I've seen them both ways. Like being offended by everything, both ways. I've seen that. Yeah, they're Darrens. The men Karens are Darrens. Yeah. 559 on the line, and we'll get our main man Martinez. What's going on?
What's up, John? How's it going, guys? Good morning to y'all.
Bro, you know how I'm doing.
For...
You know how I'm doing. I am wound tight, man. You got to win this game.
Yes, sir. We have a big game tomorrow, man. And one of the things that I want to call real quick and talk about real quick is we need to show up. We need to stop selling our tickets to our goddamn opponents. And we need to make that whole stadium Notre Dame blue and gold. And let's get right. Mentally, physically, and emotionally. We need to get together and make sure that this is a Notre Dame home game. I don't care about 20%. I don't care about 5%. I don't care about 10% of Texas A&M. I want 0% of A&M or Notre Dame, and let that place get loud and proud and show why we are Notre Dame.
Yeah, so are you confident you're going to see the team after the 2-week break come out fired up, ready to go with the different intensity level, and that's what you need to start this? Are you confident we're going to get that? We just need to get slapped and woke up, and now we're going to be zoned in, or what?
I think we will. I think we're going to show up, and I think Marcus Stream is going to have these boys ready to go. And I just feel like it's time for us to show up. And it's time for Fanbase to be proud of it and get back behind this team and understand that, you know what, we have a lot in front of us. We still hold our own destination. We got to, we have a bunch of recruits coming in, and this is part of last year's success. And we'll just build on that success and let's continue this trend. Right now, we need to focus on ourselves right now. Week in and week in, day in, day out, play by play, inch by inch, call by call, attitude by attitude. We need to stay focused and diligent, and I don't want to use that word right now because of the circumstances, but we need to be violent. We need to be some savages, and we need to be some dogs, some real dogs. You know what I mean? Guys I can't say what I want to say, but I want you to be hungry and have that tenacity to put someone in their ass and show them, welcome to Notre Dame Stadium.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. You know what, man? I find it very hard to believe all the leadership here is going to not show up 2 games in a row. I find that hard to believe. I think there's some guys that are pissed off, and they're going to come in here and want to show that week 1 was not what you're going to get out of this team. I'm hoping they have woken up and they're going to be ready to go.
And yeah, I believe we will. I think Marcus Freeman will have this team correct. I think he had a come to Jesus moment with Ash and Denbrock and Rudolph, and understand that we need to get Jagasaw back as soon as possible, and then we'll go from there. But hey, John, I'm at work real quick. I got to go. I got my team waiting for me. We have a walkthrough to go through. Go more than what I want to. Louder than I want to. But,
thanks
have a good day. Have a blessed heart.
Hey, thanks for giving me a call, man. I'll look for you on the post-game show. Enjoy your weekend.
For sure. I just posted a picture.
Dude, that's the second person I've cut off today. I'm sorry, 559. These guys are like, OKC, and then right when I hit the button, they say something else. I did it to Tom, too. I'm sorry, man. Offensive line play was disappointing. Yep. It hurt the running game. Yep. Wide receiver room far from elite. Yep. Offense is limited. It will be this year. Yep. No reason this team can't make the playoffs and win again. All that negativity, and then but there's no reason we can't make the playoffs. Playoffs? You want to talk about the playoffs? 7K and the rest of the calls. If you're like me, you've seen inflation eat away at your precious savings and watch the markets go unpredictably wild. This made me look into other ways to gain stable wealth over time. With that in mind, through the Always Irish community, I've been introduced to 7K Metals. 7K is helping everyday people like you and I Gain access to real gold and silver, not stocks or paper promises, tangible assets. I've been able to consistently build a portfolio of gold and silver month after month without having to be an expert at all. You can simply sign up and start adding gold and silver to your portfolio every month, which is exactly what I do. I set it up, let it run, and have a little fun. It's about creating stable wealth through gold and silver. I believe in 7K so much, I decided to join as a full member. You get education, wholesale pricing that cannot be beat, easy purchasing, and cash outs with the Sound Money wallet. So if you're ready to take control of your financial future, visit my personal website, alwaysirishgold.com, via the link in the description or the QR code on the screen. You trust me, I trust 7K. Why not join today? This is not a membership, it's a movement. You don't get no extra singing for me till we win a game. You're not getting the extra singing till we win. It's just the way it's going to be. My main man, Martinez, what's up with it?
Hey, John.
Yeah.
Good to hear your voice, man.
Are you sure?
Yeah, of course, John. It's always great. It's always a blessing to hear your voice.
Oh, thank you.
Come on, man.
Thank you.
You got me clear, or did I lose you right now?
No, you're pretty good. You're pretty clear.
Okay. Johnny, first of all, I want to say God bless everybody on this chat, man. The families, everybody. God bless the University of Notre Dame, the Fighting Irish faculty and staff, students and athletes, the alumni, the Subway alumni. God bless, and God bless America, man. You know what I mean? Considering everything that's going on, a time for unity. College football is the best way to kind of bring the whole country together on everything that's going on, man.
Yep.
I won't touch too much on that, man. You know what I mean? So, because everybody's receiving things in their own different way. But, man, Johnny, I just wanted to ask you guys a question, because I've heard the calls, man, and man, like, dude, there's nothing like college football, man. There's nothing like this going down, and all of us right now we're stagnant, right? Considering everything that's going on in this society, where we don't know we're 0-1, we're stagnant, right? What happens? Where's your attitude at though if we don't pull this one off, John? I want to ask people that.
Yeah, it's going to be dark. If you start 0-2, it's going to be really tough. The momentum is going to be, there will be no momentum. And then you just got to start checking one win off per week and just hope they add up to 10. Like at that point, you're just in a bad spot. You can't start 0-2. I don't care if you're playing the 85 Bears the first two games. You can't start 0-2.
No, we can't. We've already done that, right? We've already gone down that road, right? Against Marshall, you know what I mean? Against Ohio State, then Marshall, that surprises. We can't do that. The only reason I ask you, man, is because there's so many amazing people out here, man. And I know that it's dark, man. You say it's dark. And, hey, man, I love the Irish just as much as anybody else. That's why I got 2 Irish guys tattooed on me. One of them posing the Heisman, one of them with the Dukes up, man. I love Notre Dame, bro. You know what I mean? Like, to me, like I said, I'm like a fat kid at Willy Wonka Chocolate Factory, man, when I go to South Bend.
Yeah. Which
I will be, a week from now. But the only reason I say that is because the only reason I ask these questions, man, because I'm hearing the same things from everybody, and that's great, man. The analyst things are great. The analysts, the breakdown, the genius, the mad scientists, man, they're amazing. They really are, bro. But I've coached a dude that could do that, man, and it's like, bro, you got the athletes. We've given them to you. You can't do nothing with them. Is there no faith that this dude's going to turn things around and whatever smoke or fire he needs to light in these captains' ass, that it's not going to happen?
Yeah, everybody's just so on edge, man. I'm not sure what I can trust right now. I am not sure what I could trust right now. And it has me in a weird place.
Yeah, I can tell from hearing the conversations that you're having from everybody else. And, John, man, like, I don't see us going into a Miami type situation, man. I think Marcus is going to do what he needs to do. He's going to motivate him the way he's going to need to. And I think they're going to make the adjustments, man. Like, Tom said too about Junior, man. Like, if you watch that tape, they double teamed Junior every time he was in there, man. So you know what that means? That means they freed up another defensive guy. So the coach is seeing all that, man. They're gonna make the adjustment. They've had 2 weeks to do it. It's gonna happen, Johnny.
Yeah.
It might not be pretty, but it's definitely gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? That they definitely got the leader and the quarterback that they've been looking for. You know what I mean? And so that's done. We don't need to worry about that no more. You know what I mean? We're going into this one, man, fighting. You know what I mean? We're going into this one fighting like dogs.
Yep.
I know we are, John. I know we are, bro.
I like that. And if you pull it out, no matter what it looks like, everything's right back on schedule. You'll feel way better. There'll be momentum. You'll have the win. And the energy will come back up. The fan base will have more belief. Like, it's just really, really important. You got to find a way. You got to just find a damn way.
Yeah, you do. Hey, Johnny, one last thing. You know, like I said, I won't touch too much, but considering the situation, like I said, you're amazing, dude. The spirit that you brought to the Notre Dame Subway alumni on this chat, man, you're amazing. Don't ever forget that, man.
I appreciate
Don't forget that, brother. You know why? You know why? Because just like you, I can be in a bad mood, man, but you have been given a gift from God to bless a lot of people that can't have a voice, man. You've given that to us. Don't forget that, man. You're amazing.
I appreciate
and so,
that.
So whatever the situation go down, whatever the situation go down, Johnny, don't forget, man, that you got this amazing gift, and in your line of work, man, that you're going to be criticized, and you take that with a grain of salt. Hey, man, and you've done such an amazing job, bro, for all of us.
Thank you, man.
You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that. And I do take the responsibility seriously for giving this fan base a voice. And whether it's good or bad, we get through it all together. When it's good, we celebrate together. And when we're miserable, we do it together and we grieve together. And so I take it seriously, and I'm blessed to be in this position to give you guys a voice.
Johnny, I'm out, brother. Have an amazing Friday, brother. God bless everybody, man. It's going to be a great day at Notre Dame, bro. You know what I mean? Be safe out there. Onward, Notre Dame, Johnny. Love
all
you,
right.
buddy.
I'll see you in a week, buddy. Safe travels. 574, what's going on?
Not much, man. Been waiting a while to get this off my chest. Did our coaching staff lose its competence 2 weeks ago?
It's very frustrating. I'm having a hard time rationalizing how you had all summer and then all fall camp to prepare game plans for Miami, and that's the best they came up with both ways on both sides of the ball. Now, the players need to execute better. No matter whether we love the scheme or the plan or not, the players still need to play better. But it does bother me that you had all summer to prepare for this, and that's what you came up with. That does bother me.
What bothers me? Second down and 2. Run the damn ball. Run the ball. I mean, goodness gracious, how do you not run the ball? You just need 2 yards. Oh, but let's throw a screen pass. Let's take it out. Oh, double tip picked off.
So do you think they're going to make the appropriate changes?
They have no choice.
Yeah.
And another thing is, what does the staff see in linebackers over Kingston Viru-Asa? You do not. I'm sorry. He rightfully earned that starting position. He was a freshman All-American, and you start an average Joe over him? Get out of here.
Yeah, it's all got to get a lot better, man. Are you confident they're going to be they're going to put together a better plan and come out fired up, or what? Or are you nervous about it?
I'm confident in Mike Denbrock, but I'm not so sure if I'm confident in Chris Ashhole or Ashwipe. I mean, the dipshit that Freeman hired to be a defensive coordinator. He's on my dipshit list.
Don't you think that after 1 week of the plan they put forward and then having 2 weeks to be able to process it, Ash has got to come up with something a little different. I'm not expecting the entire scheme to be in the garbage can, but he's got to adjust some things with the personnel, who plays in what situation. and some of that scheme. He's got to adjust it, right?
Yeah. Oh, and another thing is, Don Schiller, I love you, but I gotta give you some tough love. He didn't stop the balls on nuts.
Yeah, it was unfortunate, and it was a microcosm of the way Notre Dame played defense all night. Passive, not making things happen, but reacting to things happening to them. It was just very uncharacteristic of a Notre Dame defense, and you need to see a total change this time.
Yeah, you try to unleash KVA. No excuses. I'm not sorry, not sorry. And I don't care if Trey Bowen's the captain, but if he's a spot ahead of KVA, then he needs to step aside and take that seat off his jersey. Because I'm sorry, I saw nothing but captains of a sinking ship, like you would say.
Yeah, it was. And I find it very unlikely that all of those alleged leaders are going to no-show at home and do it 2 games in a row. I find that hard to believe. I got to think that everybody's going to be a lot more dialed in. I want to believe that.
I mean, I think Notre Dame wins only because they have not lost a game after a bye week since Michigan 2019.
Yeah, it is. It's a you need this one. You need this one. So I hope they make the needed adjustments and come out and play a little crisper and a little better, my friend. Anything else?
Planning to go skateboarding today.
Well, I want you to go do an ollie, and while you're midair, pray that Notre Dame decides to show up. How about that?
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, while I'm in the middle of praying, I'm pretty much eating the concrete.
I want you to do a double backflip and record it.
On MTV Stars, probably with teeth missing.
Yeah, well, do what you got to do, man. Stay safe out there. Enjoy the weekend, bro.
Good talk with you, man.
Have a good one. Oh, man. You never know, folks. You never know. All right, I got to get out of here. I got stuff to do. There's another bank of callers I'm not going to be able to get to. Some of them are people that listen. They call in and listen. If you're one of those people, I don't want to. If you want to talk, put it in the chat like, hey, at 949 and I have stuff to say. A lot of these people are walking around town waiting on a hold, listening to the show that way. I don't want to never take your call, but sometimes I take the call and they go, I wasn't even trying to talk to you. I was just trying to hear from the game. So I don't want to do that. And then we got a whole nother bank of callers I'm just not going to be able to get to. So, all right, you guys, this is it. We're going to see what we're going to get. And hopefully Notre Dame comes ready to play. And good or bad, we are all going to be together right after the game. And I'm going to be here to take your calls. And I hope to God we're in a better mood and we're on the upswing and everything. But even if we're not, we're going to be here to commiserate together and we're going to get through it together. This show is the most fun when things are going good, but I think it's most important when it's going bad. Look at this. What a creative name. How'd you come up with that? I'm not called in because last time I called in the week before the game, and you got to flip it up. I like that. Always Aggies, though. That's creative. I like that angle you were going for. All right, you guys, be good. I'll see you after the game. Let's see what we're going to get.